I honestly, like, I just, it's just like the lack of shame is just sort of stunning. So there's, as you know, the NRA has their own TV network because that's how valuable a resource. That's how much money is made from these weapons, that their trade association would create an entire organization to just sort of like a TV network to promote essentially gun violence, right? And one of their hosts is this guy, Colion Noir. And he is, I guess, the sort of, I don't know. See, what he's trying to bring in the hip hop quality to the NRA based on it's, you know. And so here is his argument about why we're not hearing the full story from the Parkland students.
I want to acknowledge the heroism and bravery of Blaine Gaskill, the Maryland school resource officer who stopped the mass shooter in his tracks and saved the lives of every innocent kid in that school. To all the kids from Parkland getting ready to use your First Amendment to attack everyone else's Second Amendment at your march on Saturday, I wish a hero like Blaine had been at Marjorie Douglas High School last month, because your classmates would still be alive and no one would know your names, because the media would have completely and utterly ignored your story the way they ignored his.
All right, pause it. Let's talk about Blaine Gaskill for a moment, right? This is a guy who is supposedly the example that should be set. This is when it works. When the school security guard goes in and shoots the shooter. And it worked. It worked. Austin Wyatt Rollins went into a school called Great Mills High School and shot two people. A 14-year-old male and a 16-year-old girl, his former girlfriend. Gaskill, just after Rollins shot the two students, Blaine Gaskill responded, confronted him. Incidentally, he's also SWAT. He's a member of his local SWAT team. Gaskill fired one shot at Rollins. Rollins fired at the same time. Rollins was severely injured in the exchange and was later declared dead. Officials praised Gaskill's quick response. Oh, just in case you're wondering what success looks like, the 16-year-old girl, Jaylyn Wiley, died on Thursday of last week. That's what success looks like in the NRA world. A SWAT member who also happens to be the local resource guy responds within 1 minute, takes out the perp. I should say 1 minute after he's able to kill at least one of his victims. That's success. So not the end of guns being taken into classrooms, not the end of lockdown drills, not the end of, someone estimated 180,000 students over the past 10 years has been subjected to a mass shooting in their school. Not the end of that experience, not the end of worrying about the potentiality of that experience, not the end of at least one person dying, but that we will ultimately shoot the perpetrator if we have that SWAT member in every team, in every school across the country. That's how sick these people are and how desperate they are. That's what they're championing as the system working. That's when the system works, folks. Only one dead.
Well, it goes back to what our guest was saying last week, right? About the neoliberal desire to shift responsibility from society onto individuals.
Of course.
That is following this logic to its conclusion.
And make no mistake about it, we are shifting the burden of these gun manufacturers' profits onto our students. That's how effed up this is. You're going to pay with your lack of sense of security in your schools for our profits. Period. End of story. That's it. That is it.
I should point out, Killer Mike had to apologize for an interview he did with Noir about black ownership of guns this weekend because it was used as a counter of the March of Our Lives, and Killer Mike said he's not against that, but it was an ill-advised interview request to grant, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure everybody's, you could expect everybody to be on top of every interview they do in that respect, but good for him for coming out and apologizing and denouncing it.